So this is what the palette looks like. I got it from the Morphe website and I think I got it for around £34, and that was with some student discount. So they've got this normal size and they've also got a mini version which is slightly cheaper. This is what it looks like inside. There are 39 shades in total, so for £34.99 I think it's a pretty good price. So first I'm priming my eyes with a bit of primer from Urban Decay. Now I want the eyeshadow to have a really clean edge, so I'm using a piece of masking tape to make sure that that happens. So I'm starting with the shade Escape and I'm just putting it on the outer corner of my eye like so. Then with a different brush I'm taking the shade Single, which is the lighter purple, and I'm just putting that next to the darker purple. Then with a different brush I'm going in with the bright yellow shade called B, and I'm putting that in my inner corner. I had to pack this on quite a lot because it wasn't really giving me the colour I wanted at first, so I went in a good few times with this. Then I'm taking the shade You're Kidding, which is the bright red shade, and I'm placing that in between the yellow and the light purple. Again, I really wanted the red to shine through a lot, so I packed it on a bit more. Then I'm taking the shade 518, which is the lighter orange, and I'm using that to blend in the yellow and the red. Going in again with the You're Kidding shade, which is the red, because I wanted to make the red, quite prominent. And then I'm just blending those colours together as much as I can for now. Next I'm going with the shade Skip, which is the bright pink shade, and I'm using a blending brush from Zoeva to place it on the outer corner of my eye and then move it towards my inner corner. And you basically want to blend this pink with the purple that you've already got on there. Going in again with the shade 518 just to continue to blend the pink with the orange and the red a little bit more. Then I'm taking a different brush and I'm going in with the really dark black shade called Spooky, and I'm taking the tiniest amount and I'm placing it on the outer corner just to add a bit more depth to the dark purple and make it slightly darker. Okay, next I'm cutting the crease with a little bit of my normal concealer that I use. I'm not doing a full cut crease, I'm sort of doing a half cut crease. And then I'm taking a brush and I'm just blending in the concealer with the eyeshadow a tiny bit to make it a bit less sharp. Okay, so now I'm going in with the shade Acapella, which is this really nice dark blue shade. And with this, I had to pack it on quite a lot in order to get the pigmentation that I wanted, and I'm putting it next to the light purple like so. Then I'm taking the shade Cola, which is sort of like a darker blue, and I'm placing that in between the purple and the Acapella shade that I've just put on because I want to make it quite a smooth transition from the blue to the purple. I feel like with this eye look it is all about blending, and you just keep on blending until you get how you want it really, and a lot of it is a bit of experimenting going on and adding colour where you think it's necessary. Once I was happy with that, I moved on to putting on the shade Hello, which is this really nice sort of sparkly light blue shade, and I'm just putting that next to the Acapella shade because again I want to have the transition from a light blue to a dark blue. Now I'm taking the white shade, which is the shade Flashback, and I'm putting that in my inner corner, and again I had to pack this on quite a lot. But for a white eyeshadow it was pretty good. It was better than what I've used before. I just wanted to make that blend in with the shade Hello. So once I was happy with all of that, I just blended where I thought needed to be blended a bit more and tried to make the colour transitions as smooth as I possibly could. And I also add a little bit of eyeshadow here and there to make the colours a bit stronger. Then you can take the masking tape off and remove any excess fallout from underneath your eyes. So next I'm taking the shade Escape and I'm putting that on my waterline, extending it from the purple eyeshadow I've already got on there. The sun was really bright at this point, so I wasn't looking into the mirror directly in front of me, so apologies for this. Next, I'm going in with the shade Brother, which is a really nice cobalt blue shade, and I'm putting that on my waterline next to the shade Escape that I've just put on. And then I'm taking the shade Social Blade, which is like a light green shade, and I'm putting that on the rest of my waterline and taking it to the inner corner. I had to pack the green on quite a lot in order to get the colour that I wanted. So you want to have a smooth transition from green to blue to purple on your waterline. Next, I'm taking a really tiny eyeshadow brush and I'm using the shade Daddy, and I'm putting that just above the shade Social Blade to add a little bit of depth to the waterline. Here I'm just going in with a bit more of the white, which is the shade Flashback, and that is the first eye completed. I finished it off with a little bit of white eyeliner on my waterline. Then I'm adding a little bit of my Bourjois Paris mascara, removing any fallout, and that is the first eye done, and then I did the exact same to the other eye.
So those are both eyes done and they're looking like this. With the eyes done, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face.
Starting with my usual concealer, I'm putting it in all the usual places, and then I'm using my beauty blender to blend it out. I didn't feel like doing a full face of foundation, so I'm just putting a bit of concealer in the places that I want to. Then I'm taking my Revolution bronzer and I'm placing it on my cheekbones, my forehead, and a little bit under my chin. And then using my iconic London blusher, taking literally a tiny amount and dotting it onto my cheeks, and then using my fingers, I'm just blending it in like so. Then I'm taking a little bit of highlight, because who doesn't love a little bit of highlight, and I'm just placing it in the usual places. Next, using my Morphe Contour Stick, I'm just contouring my nose and then blending it out with my Morphe Contour brush. Moving on to eyebrows, I'm just brushing them through and filling them in slightly with my brow pencil from French Connection. I put some false eyelashes on off camera, and now I'm moving on to my lips, so I'm lining them first with my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Liner. Then I'm taking my Revolution lipstick just in the shade Nude and I'm placing that on top. For this look, I want a really simple nude lip, and I'm just going over that with my Nude lipstick from Kiko. Finally, I'm adding a little bit of gloss on top of this. I think this is the Revolution Pout Bomb. Then I'm adding my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm basically putting this all over my face, but mostly under my eyes to pack everything in and make it extra smooth.
And that is the final makeup look complete. I think this palette is so good. Super pigmented. They've got sort of every shade that you could possibly want. And they applied really nicely and they were really easy to blend in. Definitely recommend getting one of these if you want to expand your colour range and unleash your inner artist. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, see ya.